Hey everybody, let's do an overview of the Fellspyre Chronicles, Book 1, also titled The Last God. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. This is The Last God, which is now titled The Fellspyre Chronicles. This came out as 12 single issues a couple of years ago, maybe it's 1 or 2 years ago, it wasn't that long. It's by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Riccardo Federici with Sonny Go on colors and everybody else on here. This is a hardcover edition. There is also a trade paperback. To my knowledge, I have not seen any plans yet of a book 2, so I don't remember if this finishes off the series. I feel like it does. I read, I think, the first 5 or 6 issues of this book as it was coming out, and I think I was having a difficult time reading it at the time because it was once a month. There's characters in here. It's like a Conan-style story. The artwork is beautiful. This is where I first discovered Riccardo Federici, who went on to do, you might have seen him in Ram V's Detective Comics run, things like that, but this is basically like an alternate world fantasy story with gods and kings and magic and all sorts of stuff. It's a beautiful book, don't get me wrong. But we'll flip through here as I talk about it. I had trouble following along because it's characters that we haven't met yet. It's brand new characters. And it's told in 2 different time jumps. So there's a past story and a present story, and they're fighting the same villain, and it's beautiful. But that 2 different story stuff and all the world building, it's a very, very deep book. For me, it suffered from from trying to read it monthly with everything else I had in life. That's not to say that the book is bad. I think it's probably a pretty good book. I remember at least liking the first couple of issues, and then by the time I read 5 or 6, I was just I don't even remember what happened in the last issue, much less the first one, or what the plot is. So I put it aside and said I will wait for a collection. And this hardcover edition is gorgeous, by the way. It's got a lot of back matter in here from each issue. This is all the chapters. So this has 1 through 12 of the story, and then I think they did a one-shot add-on of the world of Fellspyre and all this other stuff. There's the afterword here, the appendix. This is Songs of Lost Children. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here. I think that was not collected, but spent as a one-shot. And then I don't even know what this is. Tales from the Book of Ages. That was a one-shot. So this is basically a history book. Oh, that looks like a Dungeons and Dragons type of manual, I guess. I haven't played any of those games ever, but that's what that looks like. So you could play it yourself as a role-playing game. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, open game license. You can create your own stuff. That's cool. But yeah, so this is a beautiful collection though. So I saw other people do overviews of it, of the trade, and I was or the hardcover, and I was I want to get the hardcover. So I've been looking out for it, and Philip Kennedy Johnson, if you see him at a show, I saw him at MegaCon, I think the last 2 years, he had this hardcover there, and I didn't buy it from him. I should have, but I forgot about it, line was too long, whatever the case was. So when I was on travel the other week, I went into a used bookstore, and they had this there. It doesn't look used, but they had it for $20 for a $40 or $50 hardcover. Yeah, $50. Heck yeah, I bought it for $20, and I'm glad I did. So I'm excited to read this now as a whole story, all the way through, to keep track of the characters, to read all the back matter, to really pour deep into this world, because obviously, look at these designs. The designs are crazy. There's world building out the wazoo in here. It's the same type of level that you would expect, that you would get when you read Watchmen, because Watchmen has all this back matter. He's painting the history here, writing all the history, Philip Kennedy Johnson, of this world. And if you liked the Warworld saga from Superman, you're probably going to like this book. This is kind of I think he did this, and then at the same time, or as this was ending, he started that Warworld saga in Action Comics that ended I think it was last year. But yeah, Riccardo Federici also did some of that book as well with the Mongol barbarian Superman stuff. The covers are beautiful. Like, everything about this book is gorgeous. The paper is a matte paper. Like, all of DC's paper now has pretty much gone to this kind of, I'm not going to call it semi-gloss. It's a thick matte paper. It looks like it's not newsprint, but it looks like it holds the colors really well. Honestly, there's a lot of intricate artwork here with Riccardo Federici. I believe it looks like he does his stuff in pencil, honestly, because it's so rendered here. You may not be able to tell because of the lighting, but there's little lines everywhere in this cave, on the floor, all this hatch work, like, all that's got to be in pencil. And they just take the colors and do the colors over the pencils, and you can still see all of the shading, all the lines and stuff on this paper, and it's gorgeous. So I think it's a decent paper stock for this story. You get colors like that, that stands out, that looks good. Yeah, does everything look better on a little bit of a glossy paper? Sure. But I mean, at the same time, like, paper costs have gone up, and obviously these books have gone up. $50 for basically 12 issues plus 13 with this one, and all the back matter. It's a lot. That's probably adds up to probably 14 issues worth of paper, honestly, for that type of stock. Let's just look at the hardcover. This is gorgeous by itself. We'll get to the dust jacket, but look at that. So yeah, this was originally called The Last God, and I don't know why they called it something else. The Fellspyre Chronicles, I believe that's the name of the world that it takes place in. But I like this cover. Like, this looks cool. Like, this is a book that I'm gonna, definitely take the dust jacket off and look at that for sure. But the other thing too, like, this dust jacket, that looks cool, awesome. All right, it's a dust jacket, Brent. What's the big deal? Well, let's open it up and flip it around. Now, the inside of this dust jacket, instead of just being white, has a map of the Pinnacle, which is someplace in the world. Okay, well, why is it so thick, Brent? Well, open it up. Here's an awesome fucking map. And I think maybe this was the other thing too, maybe that I was missing or wanting when I was reading these single issues. Like, I didn't have this extra information. Like, one of the things I love reading Game of Thrones is having the actual physical book and flipping through the map to say, all right, where's this city? Where's this city? All right, that's leagues away from there. That's miles away from here. Okay, I know where we're at in this story. So now, when reading the Fellspyre Chronicles, you can have the map out and open it up next to you as you read and just go, all right, I know we're here. We're going here to the Black Stair. I know where this is. And you have all of the reference material for where everything is. And I feel like that helps a lot to set up the world, to say, here's what this world looks like. Here's the peninsula, Cain Anun, and here's where the mountains are. Here's where the fields are, the grasslands, this lake, all this stuff. That's not to say that it's not in the hardcover also, but it's just bigger. Like, this is the same map on here on the book. And then I believe these other ones are in here also. I flipped through here the other day when I got it. Maybe it's in the back or in the back matter and stuff. But yeah, there's just other stuff with this. If you get the nudity, if you get the hardcover edition, it's just there. Oh, here's the half page. That's on this fold here. That is this map here. There you go, the Black Stair. So yeah, I saw a trade paperback version of this. I hope that they have the maps in there, but I can't say for certain because I didn't buy it. You know what I mean? But surely it's got to at least have like like on the first page or something like that. At least this map in the Black Stair one. But yeah. Anyway, I'm excited to read this. The Fellspyre Chronicles, Book 1, as it's now called, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, beautiful art by Riccardo Federici. Yeah, we'll read this probably fairly soon, and you'll have a review in the next month or so on it, and we can talk about it more there. So check out that video. Subscribe to stay tuned for that one. And we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.